Alright, so it's that time of the season now. With one season winding down, we're going to take a look and go over some of the shows that I'm anticipating or cautiously optimistic about as it stands. Now, I won't be going over every single anime that's coming out. I did take a look at the whole chart, so I'm aware of everything coming out, but feel free to let me know what you're anticipating next season, even if I don't talk about it in this video. So with that out of the way, let's kick into some self-explanatory ones. So of course, we have Demon Slayer, which is returning. They did have the movie theatrical release, which was just the last 2 episodes of the previous season and the first episode of this season. So even if you did miss out on the movie experience, I mean, we're gonna see it on TV anyway. But Demon Slayer's been great. It's going to keep being great, and I'm very excited for more. We have the Konosuba spin-off anime, which I'm pretty excited for. I know we're getting the official season 3 eventually here, but I mean, to have any sort of new Konosuba is always going to be an amazing experience. It's kind of like slime for me right now. Like, they had that spin-off that time I got reincarnated as a slime. It was like the slice of life spin-off, and honestly, it was great to have that in between the main content and the main show. So honestly, having a Megami spin-off with full of explosions just sounds like a great time to me. We have Dr. Stone returning, which is going to be a split course, so we'll get one half now, and then we'll get the other half most likely in fall, as long as it doesn't get delayed. Dr. Stone has been one of the GOATs, honestly, ever since it initially dropped, and I'm just glad that it did well enough to warrant more, because Dr. Stone, it really do hit different. Tonikawa is coming back for a season 2. Truthfully, when season 1 ended, I was pretty okay if that was how it was going to end and we never got more, but the romance anime here was honestly, it was surprising. I thought it may have lost its charm potentially, but it just continued to prove me wrong every episode, and it was funny, it was heartwarming, and it just really was a different experience with like some mystery about the whole relationship connection that definitely was left a little up in the air on how spiritual slash mythological maybe you wanted to get with terms of like who the female truly was, but it was a great time. So if you're interested in a good romance, you haven't watched season 1, highly recommend it, as season 2 should be a banger. I gotta be honest with this one, I'm not sure if I'll watch it or not, but it could just be one of those trash isekais of the season, or it could turn out to be pretty decent. The trailer was actually surprisingly well put together. I wasn't really expecting much from it visually, but so far it looks like it has just as much of a chance to be a success as a failure. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on this one, but I'm not necessarily expecting a masterpiece by any means. Summoned to Another World for a second time. So this one's pretty interesting. I'd say between the two, this is the one I'm keeping my eye on more, between this and Cheat Skill, mainly because like you say the world, go back, and then you come back a second time. Like it's enough of a change of pace that it kind of makes you raise an eyebrow. The trailer, similar to Cheat Skill, looks well put together enough that I'm like, okay, I'm willing to try this one and honestly walk in with an open mind. I think as much as we like to meme the light novel titles for how on the nose they are, they do give a pretty good indication on if you have any interest, and honestly, Summoned to Another World a second time is a pretty good hook if you ask me. So this one, I've been told, is basically like One Punch Man meets Hogwarts, and it's supposed to be pretty fantastic. Now, Rumblings is basically saying like it will probably end up getting delayed at some point in the season, similar to a lot of the shows that happened in this prior season. But for as long as this one's out, I'm expecting it's gonna make me laugh, and honestly, I've been hearing a lot of buzz about this one for over a year, so definitely one of my top, hopefully it turns out amazing anime, because it's on my radar, like red alert, I'm focused, I want this one to succeed. Ancient Magus Bride season 2, come on, I love season 1, I talked about every episode of season 1 and I thought it was amazing, and honestly man, I'm just excited to see where they're gonna take season 2. Now they have been making Ancient Magus Bride for a while, they've had like these OVA episodes that have been going on. Now, as of the recording of this video, I haven't watched them yet. By the time you watch this video, I will have watched them. So I can't really speak of my opinion of those because I haven't currently watched them yet, but I will, of course. But I'm excited. I'm hoping this one will do well. It's been a bit. It was kind of like more of a niche following when season 1 popped off to begin with, so I'm not sure how the anime community will respond to this one, if they'll talk about it too much this season, but it should be a good one. Oshi no Ko, which the first episode is going to be 90 minutes. So originally it was listed as 13 episodes. Now it's listed as 11 because the first episode is literally 3 episodes worth of content. I heard this one's pretty intense, but it also has some of the biggest like fan rumblings I think of the season, which you wouldn't really get if you were just to browse the chart randomly without hearing anyone talk about it. I know there's like this meme going around about how it's the most wholesome thing ever. and I'm pretty sure it's not the most wholesome thing ever. I think it's supposed to rip on your heart from time to time. I mean, it literally talks about stalkers and slaying. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's wholesome, so I'm pretty excited to see where they're going to take this one. Definitely a unique premise for sure. We have Hell's Paradise, which sounds pretty awesome. The trailer was absolutely spot on, and honestly, this kind of just seems like the hype show of the season. Mappa definitely has been on a roll lately with all of their projects, and honestly, whether that first trailer was pre-animated or not, the whole thing just, it has me excited. This is definitely like within like my top 5 most anticipated. I know very little about it, only what's been revealed in promotional. I haven't even really heard anyone talk about the source or anything. All I know is this speaks to me, and if it succeeds, it will definitely be one of the best anime of the season, at least for someone like myself. We have Ranking of Kings coming back. This isn't supposed to be a full season. I think it's somewhere going to be between 4 to 8 episodes from what I'm reading and what's been rumbled about. So this isn't like, I think it's supposed to be kind of like a spin-off extra episode, show some more Boji adventures, and if you followed the reviews for season 1, you know how much I love that Ranking of Kings greatness. I truly think it's one of the best anime that has ever been made. I still stand by that statement. It's absolutely fantastic, and honestly, I still would put season 1 in a top 10 for me personally. The legendary hero is dead. You got a comedy, ecchi fantasy, and honestly, I highly recommend taking a look at the promotion material if you haven't. While the synopsis is a good enough synopsis to get a lot of people to check out the first episode, watching the preview, it actually had me laughing even before subs were available for the trailer, and I am very excited. I think personally for me, this is going to be like my funny bone. It hits all the right spots for me of the season, and if it succeeds, it's going to make me roll, I'm pretty sure. Golden Kamuy is restarting / finally coming back, as episodes 7 through 13 were postponed after a key member of the staff passed away, so obviously they had to replace the staff member and then restart production. And honestly, I'm excited. I've been covering all of season 4 on the Patreon. I haven't been doing videos just because no one cared about them since season 1, and I did it all the way up till season 4. So just so you know, if anyone is looking for where my videos are, I am doing live reactions over on Patreon, and I'm excited to see where it's going to go, as so far season 4 has been very, very solid. I mean, you got a legendary hero who takes on the corpse of a god necromancer. I mean, the edge is just so intriguing, and seriously, this one looks pretty fun. When you watch the PV, I wasn't expecting it to look as good as it does, because I always sort live chart by like popularity and stuff, just to see like what initially are people catching their eye. When I saw the title, I was like, oh, this is going to be like one of those like simplistic, low budget, you know, it's just not going to look that good. But honestly, this one looks pretty damn polished. It kind of feels like a death game style anime in a weird way, and honestly, I'm pretty excited for this one, I gotta admit. Gundam Witch from Mercury, season 2, part 2 of season 1, I don't even know anymore. All I know is after that insane cliffhanger of part 1 there, season 1, it was something to behold, and where the characters' mentalities are going to go after brainwashing and manipulation, it is going to look very, very different than the high school hijinks that season 1 definitely looked like. Insomniacs After School, honestly, I'm excited for this one. I don't know if I'll do videos on it or not, just because it kind of seems like something I'd like to chill out and enjoy on my own time, but I definitely think this one, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm coming off of Call of the Night recently, but it kind of gives me like, if I like Call of the Night, I'll probably like Insomniacs, but that's just my gut feeling anyway. Alright, my home hero, literally the first sentence, after killing his daughter's abusive Yakuza boyfriend to save her. If you don't get sold on that alone, what's wrong with you? I mean, seriously, obviously it's just personal taste, but yeah, this one, like, it should be a crime that this isn't everyone's like most anticipated, or at the very least in their top 5, because this sounds intense. Heavenly Delusion from good old Production IG. Now this one I think could be the sleeper hit, underdog, hidden gem of the season potentially. Yes, it's gonna be licensed by Disney Plus, so it'll be a Disney Plus Hulu show, but honestly, I gotta admit, this one seems pretty damn good. The promotional material looks really well refined, and honestly, the world seems to be like unlike anything else this anime season, and probably unlike a lot of shows airing this year. I mean, we got supernatural beings, high-tech world. I mean, are we gonna have a rebellion against the world? I don't know, but all I can say is the more promotional material, videos, images that they've released ever since this one was initially announced, the more interest it has gotten from me. And I think that's about it. How long about? Yeah, I ain't talking about this anymore. There's a lot of shows coming out, okay? I mean, got the new Pokemon anime starting without Ash. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, but that's just my initial thoughts. It's gonna change, it's bound to change. Stuff I think is gonna be amazing might turn out to be trash, and the stuff I didn't even talk about might turn out to be a masterpiece, right? Those are just my thoughts and what I'm expecting. Let me know what you're anticipating this coming season, or are we in the season? I don't know where I'm publishing this, but you know what I'm saying. So let me know down below, drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here. Consider supporting the Patreon, you get to see videos just like these early, and pretty much everything that I'm gonna be reviewing this coming season will have an exclusive, full, uncut live reaction available on my Patreon. So a lot of goodies over there, so consider supporting if you so wish. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.